I want to do a 2-minute repost about the fact of life after death. And then John McNary will expand that, as Francis Schaeffer would say, how then shall we live? Take a look. There is life after death, and I want you to just let that settle in your mind. The implications of that are huge, but just let that fact settle in your mind. There is something of us that is not physical, but does exist. Call it spirit or soul or whatever, but it continues to live after death. Out-of-body experiences and near-death experiences prove that, and immediately in your mind, perhaps, you will put that into the same cubbyhole as flat Earth. You can drill down on the fact of OBEs and NDEs. Here's a book, which would be a good start. Beyond Death by Gary Habermas and J.P. Moreland. And let me point out that this much of the book is footnotes and comments that can take you beyond the book into additional study if you want to do that. But just let the thought sink in that when a body is deceased in one location, a consciousness of that person lives, moves, goes through walls, sees things in other locations, sometimes even in a different part of town, and then when the body it resuscitates, can report what that other consciousness saw with complete accuracy. For now, just let that sink in. There is something of us, a consciousness that is us, that lives outside of science, that continues to live after we die.
There is more to life than this life. Do not store up treasure for yourselves on earth, where moth and vermin destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moth and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. So Jesus taught what we do in this lifetime. Our actions here and now have implications that will last and reverberate for all of eternity. This is why we can say it is important to remember there is more to life than this life. Imagine that this rope represents your life, your existence, right? And imagine that this rope just goes on for all of eternity. Like it goes back there and it just goes all the way, it actually just goes backstage. But imagine that this rope goes on for all of eternity, right? This rope represents your existence. It represents your life. This is your life. It will go on for all of eternity. Now this end of the rope, this red part, is the part that represents this lifetime. Like our life here on earth, right? What's crazy to me, when I stop and think about this, what's crazy to me is I realize just how easy it would be to live my entire life thinking that this is all there is to life. There's so much more waiting for us after this life. Think, okay, well, this is my childhood, and then this is my working adult years, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my life from here all the way up to about right here, and I'm going to work so hard, and I'm going to try to make as much money as I can, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to save, so that when I get to right here, I can really enjoy my existence. And once I get there, whoo, baby, then I'm going to travel, and I'm going to eat so good, and I'm just going to enjoy my life once I get right there. But it's like, what about all of this? There is more to life than this life.